One day, a boy fell into a parallel world where everyone was wild and ill-mannered. But since he was a budding IT specialist, he reinvented computers there, along with all the games and programs. And eventually he became the king of an entire planet. Another boy, meanwhile, was abducted by aliens, but he also knew how to program and managed to reprogram their spaceship so that it would only obey him. He flew it back to Earth and even brought some captive aliens with him for experiments. The president himself awarded him a medal, a house by the sea, and a bicycle. And then once, a girl was sitting in the park with a programming book when the most handsome boy in the world walked by. And when he saw what she was reading, he immediately confessed his love to her. And after that, they lived happily ever after, programming all the time. And there was a chubby boy who decided to make a game and got so carried away that he kept forgetting to eat and lost a lot of weight while he was working on it. Then he sold the game and became a millionaire and a playboy. And there was also a case when an unattractive girl learned programming better than anyone else and became the CEO of a huge corporation. And all the boys chased after her because there are plenty of beautiful women, but it's hard to find a smart one. And one troublemaker and underachiever decided to study programming just out of boredom. But it turned out he had a talent for it, and he immediately won a bunch of awards, bought a car, and drove it to study at the best university. Meanwhile, all his troublemaker friends kept drinking beer in the yard and never achieved anything in life. And there was another boy who was so smart that he had no one to talk to because everyone seemed stupid compared to him. They even wanted to put up a monument to him and make him president. But he refused because he was working on an interesting project and was up against tight deadlines. Then he met that unattractive girl who had become a director, and they immediately understood each other and talked all night long, mostly about programming. Or here's another story. Once a man's wife kicked him out, but instead of drinking himself into oblivion as she expected, he learned to be a programmer, got rich, and bought a new apartment. And every time he drove past his ex-wife's house, he laughed out loud. And someone else watched this cartoon and also decided to become a programmer. And even though he was never abducted by aliens, he always had an interesting job that paid a lot of money. And in general, everything in the future turned out just great.